Our wet spring is quickly turning historic. Hello and thanks for joining us. I'm Alexandra Renslow.
And I'm Shannon Slatton. All of this rain is adding up to a lot of frustration for homeowners with wet basements. This is the wettest May we've had in the Northwest Metro since 2004. So far, we've had nearly 5.5 inches of rain this month alone. That's nearly 2 inches above average. And with more rain in the forecast, we could easily jump into the top 3 of all time. Reporter Renee Bonneau has more on this wet spring and its local impact.
So here's where they all were. Now we're not.
LeVahn Brothers Hardware in Maple Grove can't keep sump pumps on the shelf.
All we got left.
They've sold more than a dozen since Sunday, and the customers keep coming.
We had a customer last week that called us that's got $10,000 worth of damage in their basement. They're wanting us to put a backup sump pump in because their sump pump had failed and it had flooded the basement. Downspout.
Mert Becker's sump pump worked last weekend, but water still managed to sneak into his house.
We had water coming up through the floor. I think the water table line is just so high that it just forces its way right through the concrete.
It's not just last weekend's storms that have kept us saturated. In fact, since the beginning of the year, we've had exceptionally wet weather.
April was above normal in rainfall, as was March. In fact, virtually the whole winter was above normal in terms of rainfall or snowfall. Yeah, I haven't cut the grass because it's been too wet.
Steve Reckers measures temperature and precipitation for the National Weather Service from his home in New Hope.
There's the rain gauge there.
He says May's rain total is already 2 inches above normal.
Yeah, there was standing water here Sunday afternoon.
4 inches alone fell between last Friday and Monday.
It's going to be a wet May, the wettest since probably 2004. And if we beat out 2004, it'll be the wettest since 1991, which is the wettest on record, 9 3/4 inches that year.
Reckers says, judging by the bleak weather pattern we've seen so far this spring, summer may give us more of the same.
Cold, wet, and miserable.
Not the best news for Mert Becker, but hopefully by the next rainfall, both he and the LeVahn brothers will be ready.
We'll have full stock supplied back in the store tomorrow.
In Maple Grove, Renee Bonneau, 12 News.
Steve Reckers blames the cool, rainy weather we've been having on La Nina, which he says happens every 3 to 5 years. But he predicts we'll still see sun and warm weather by the latter half of the summer for sure.